Greetings to you, fellow citizens. Mwabukashani bonse bamayina batata. Mwabukabwanji monse mwe akumawa. It is with a very heavy heart that I wish to report to all of you who were very, hopeful and expectant that today we are going to speak to the people of Chipata after our rally yesterday in Petauke, which I'm sure by now you have seen in terms of the numbers of people that showed up to come and give solidarity and support to President Brian Mundubire and his running mate Makebi Zulu. Unfortunately today, the rally that we should have had at Mpezeni Park here in Chipata has been cancelled by the police. And in cancelling this rally, they are citing the instruction or the circular that has been released by the Electoral Commission of Zambia, who have called for a meeting on Monday to agree on a campaign schedule for presidential campaign activities. Now, imomweba konkeri ashi, you remember that when the filing in of nominations were done, what should have followed was the pronouncement of the campaign period's commencement. The law states that a campaign period shall last for 90 days. If you remember very well, by the last person who was filing in, President HH, we had already gone into the 90-day period, meaning that the ECZ, bali tuibile nshita ya kampeni, as stated in the constitution, that we shall have a campaign period that will last for 90 days. After that, the ECZ produced a schedule of activities which they allocated to political parties and all the participants at the level of councillor up to MP. In fact, the schedule allocated from the lowest level by councillor. There was no schedule for presidential candidates insofar as where each presidential candidate could be in whatever day they were about to do their activities. But the statement from ECZ suggested that presidential candidates should follow the timetable of their own candidates at the lower level. So if we turefo kwata campaign activity na Mundubire ku checking ku Petauke as an example, ni ku isoko councillor akwete activity, that's where we should go. That is what ECZ had instructed, meaning that there was no schedule for presidential candidate from the word go. Now when the ECZ saw that we hit the road running with campaign rallies starting from Kitwe, Kabwe, Petauke, they decided, because we had issued a timetable that we're going to do rallies from Petauke, Chipata into Lundazi, then we're going to go into Chinsali, Mpika, Kasama, and finally we're going to go into Mansa next week on Saturday. It looks like this information, yadi rualika ba ECZ na ba UPN, let me just say ba UPND, who went to their cadres at ECZ and made an instruction or gave an instruction that we suspend all presidential activities and we have a meeting to agree abakalabo kunibesa na besa. Let's start with the legalities of this instruction. This instruction by ECZ is extremely illegal, because inside the campaign period, the ECZ have got no mandate to stop our campaign activities unless we have abrogated the law. Okay? In this case, tapaba powa umfwa presidential campaigns crashing, because they are suggesting Mukutila, no, there's a lot of disorderly in the way presidential campaign activities are being done. I have never witnessed where two presidents have crashed anywhere since the campaign started. So one would wonder, nge excitement yaba ECZ to suggest that we hold on to campaigns as at presidential level until we agree on a program, which program has actually been running very smoothly. Tapaba poaba crashing so far in terms of uyari kukwasanga nomunanko equad. Now, if we're former political parties, we've started spending in arranging these campaign activities. As an example, we have invested heavily, if we were Tonse and PF Pamozi, in these series of rallies that we had lined up. Kwamida kupetauke, leroto wachibanokwa munomu Chipata, going into Lunda's Konso Kutulea. We have started spending huge sums of money in hiring venues, equipment, stages, and logistics. Today by ECZ have decided to stop our activities. God knows why, but we all know that Abanesu UPND badi no mwenso, seeing the crowds that we have been pulling in the last rallies we've had. Omwenso wabengira baya bomfya bakada babu abaku ECZ to stop our activities. Are they going to compensate the days that they are stopping us from campaigning? No. As an example, lelo Saturday batu iminikila campaign rally yesu. Mailo Sunday batu iminikila campaign rally yesu. Monday tatuwakakwate campaign activity because that is a day when we are going to have a meeting. Are they going to compensate us for all these expenses we have incurred? The answer is they will not. Is it lawful that ECZ should be doing this? Ukulalenga tulechita cost tule spending empia. Ishweshi shupile muli chino chalo. Ukwabula compensation. Secondly, we are losing time, which time they will never recover or they will never give us. Is it lawful? The answer is the UPND and the ECZ don't care about law. They can do anything with impunity because they know if puba. They think if puba, we will just be bending as and when they cough. Mwebena Zambia na kanyererenga wakapimpira kuti kakusuma. Abanesu batire takwaba opposition. They said there's no opposition. Lelo mwenso bambo kulanga. Wakutira tuchitekwe echi iminiken, tuchitekwe efibakanya. Meanwhile, muchalo muno mwabe chipowe mwabe nsala impia tashimoneka. The little money that we the opposition are able to galvanize or to mobilize, we spend, the ECZ can come and make us spend, and they stop our activities without the care to compensate us for the money that we are spending. Nalamwewa kwechimwebe na Zambia. Balanda timfula pakuya elo yona ula ifisabo. Ababa UPND. Ukubomfia ama surrogates babo abaku ECZ. They are prepared to do the worst. They've thrown away issues of democracy. They don't care about the law. They don't care about our feelings. They don't care about our plight as opponents. Because nanguriri nebale kanya, venabale yaba president balenda in the name of inspecting projects or working visits. If they have to stop us. Now police aba shimonika when we want them to give us security the loku Chipata kuno, na baleta ba security kufumafe na kudi lai, na besa fulu just to come and disturb our campaign activities. And I can guarantee you in this campaign, they will make it impossible for us to have materials. They'll make it impossible for us to mobilize resources. They'll also make it impossible for us to have these campaign activities. Mweba lefwa yoku ilubula na mieba. Ambenu kuchita campaign door to door on your own. Pantwalanda tichi kalipa chumfo mwine. Nganachi kukalipa. Let us wait for the rallies. Let us not wait for amarallies yaba Mundubile. Let us go and tell people about Mundubile and Makebi. Let us spread the word in our communities, in our churches, at our workplaces, because very clearly, Yadama plans to kweta ya kuisa konso community to campaign. They will not allow us to campaign. Bakula later excuse after another excuse. These are not Democrats. They've abrogated the constitution which says 90 days campaign period. We started very late this campaign period. And when we are late, they are now stopping our campaign activities making us spend money, which money they are not going to reimburse or give us back. It is a very sad day, but beyond these frustrations, I can warn the ECZ that we will never allow these, schemes beyond today. If you are not Zambia, you cannot have the electoral body managed by cadres. But yaba kada baba ku ECZ ukwambira kuri ba chief executive of ukwambira kuri ba commissioner chairperson tetiba chite manager my elections ukwabula ukufyenga abantu or ama opponents aba UPND. You can see exactly what is happening at the ECZ today. It is exactly what I spoke to, suggesting, telling you the citizens of Zambia that ababa kada babulo kubafumya mu station baba twala ku electoral commission of Zambia tabaka kwato mulinganya, they will not be fair. This is exactly what we are beginning to watch. It is therefore likely that we will not have a free and fair election at the hands of these cadres who are managing the electoral commission of Zambia. Echonde mweba na Zambia isuke ni mitwe ababantu, they are prepared to hold on to power at whatever costs. Elo kutina myebo kwabula no mwenso nensoni ukukwata ba UPND to go back into power after August tule chula muri kino kyalo bakatola tutafe treating embwa nangule ngombe shabasunga mu matanga yabo. That is why we ukwete fie langwe lisuma a good conscience. You need to wake up and realize that we are headed for trouble. The only option to Kwete is to unite and stand up against this oppressive regime. This incompetent government must be fought with everything we have. Mkwai na tufafe mishibishe, our campaign activities for the Eastern Province going into the North has been disturbed, but we are going to inform you the next course of action and the next schedule of activities. Lesa mpale, mule tupepelako, mule aleni kabuyeni, musabanganye ifu ilan ishi widi akutila, inshitanomba na ifika iya kuchinjo buteko. Like President H said, if the government cannot change the people's lives, the people must change that government. It is your time to change this government because it has failed to change your lives. In fact, it has made your lives more miserable. And now they are now trying to undermine the democracy that we have built over many years. God bless you.